make a deal with that kind of very this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that. But I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact line?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2015.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
that's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire, all of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
cards.
Playing cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country, that's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting,
today.
have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
you're speaking
America
about.
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No,
Can
you've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn
We-
good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank-
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave, but they had to
president.
use our military.
What about West
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of
accept
times
that
thank
there,
you
accept
to
that-
American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
again,
running
I
low
know.
on soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't, please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look. If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're
I
saying
said-
you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what-
That wasn't
what
with me.
it
That was
wasn't
with
with you.
a guy named Biden who was not a smart person.
This
That
is
was
your,
with,
this
that was
is
with
your
Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice.
Shalom. Call him like Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessing, safety to the Lord's elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth, mainly in America. Pushing his word in humility and sincerity as commanded by Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And I'm going to just read this scripture before I begin. This is St. Mark chapter 3 and verse 23. And he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, How can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. And that's what you're seeing in this video here. This is a beautiful thing that we're seeing before our eyes. And I agree with Donald Trump. It's important for the American people. It's important for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you Babylonians, to see this. Okay, because this is prophecy. Okay, Esau, Satan is divided against himself. He started off divided. Alexander, he divided his kingdom amongst his 4 generals. And what did his 4 generals do? They fought. And the prophecy said that Esau will be given the 4th part of the earth. But in the process, and in doing so, that the red horse, which is the Edomites, I'm speaking about Revelation 6, the red horse, that they would kill one another. These Edomites, they fight each other. It's not enough that them as a people, their nation, see, because Esau created this, the banking families, I'll say, created this nationalism. Ukraine, Russia, Czechoslovakia, America. Look, all of y'all are Edomites. The Lord created 18 nations. All of y'all are Edomites. So they can't see past, they can't look at the simple fact that they're the same nation and get along and rule with equity, you know, and honor, you know. No, they can't do that. They have to, they gotta, you know, this nigga shooting a motherfucking music video. They gotta fight each other, man. Somebody always wants the number one spot. And I just want to respond to this video because it's clear a couple of prophecies, scriptures came to my mind watching this video. Obviously, the main one being the Lord is putting that division in the earth. Yahweh Shai said that he came not to bring peace, but a sword. Let me get that. That's Luke chapter 12. St. Luke chapter 12. In verse 49, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? I'm going to jump to verse 51. Suppose ye that I have come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. So the Lord is not only dividing households, he's dividing families, but he has the nation of Edom, the people who are ruling, they're divided. Even the European nations, Trump said he's aligned with one of the key points he said, I'm aligned with Europe. He said, I'm aligned with the world and I'm aligned with Europe. But Europe, NATO, the EU, the scriptures say that the beast shall hate the whore. Meaning what? Who is the beast? The beast is NATO and the EU. Who is the whore? The whore is America. Meaning the European nations, the allies of America, the European allies of America will eventually turn on America. So Trump is trying to prioritize his relationship with them over his relationship with Ukraine. And Trump is telling Zelensky the truth, but Zelensky is also telling the truth because when the war first started, America and Europe was the main ones telling Ukraine not to back down, to stand their ground, to fight. Will enable you to fight. You see? And now that America has entangled themselves in this war, now here comes Trump swooping in to get a deal to end it. But what does the deal entail? America enriching themselves off of that deal. That deal, best believe that deal, America's in that deal and they're going to receive some type of monetary compensation in a payment for being the mediator, because they use the word diplomacy. And see, America, let me get a scripture on that diplomacy. It's Revelation chapter 18 verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. How did they commit fornication with America? Through diplomacy. I'm going to read the definition of diplomacy. It says, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So America, here it is. They encouraged that war to start. Then it started. Now they're trying to make it, pin it on Zelensky. And they might eliminate him. He might just get eliminated, you know. They might take him out. They might say he had plans of continuing the war and they had to take him out. But first they encouraged them to get into the war. Then they get into the war, and here comes America, swoops in and be the mediator. But in order for them to be the mediator, they want to receive some type of mineral enrichment, some type of resource from your land. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. That's Micah chapter 2 and verse 2. Right? Revelation 18 and 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her through diplomacy, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And see, the nations, they're getting tired of America being in everybody's business, being the fucking diplomat. This is the etymology of diplomacy. It says the science of formal intercourse between nations through authorized agents, the art of negotiating and drafting treaties. And we know that Esau does not keep treaty agreements. He does not keep treaties. He does not keep contracts. It says more loosely transactions and management of international business in general. You see? And that's what a diplomat is. A diplomat is somebody who goes to another country to discuss diplomacy. And it's through those different diplomacies that America has enriched themselves. Okay? Like I said, playing mediator. Getting themselves in between other people's business. But it's clear in this video who's the big dog and who's the little dog. Okay? It's clear in this video that America's look is still more stout than their fellows. Okay? But see, this pride that's on the side of America, it is deceiving them. It is deceiving them. I'm going to read that. Obadiah. It's Obadiah verse 4. Verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And like I said, that's America, Babylon the Great. Because America, well, I'll read on the next verse. It says, verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Because America is the one that's saying, who shall bring me down to the ground? Because America is the one that's currently on top of all the other Edomite nations, Babylon the Great. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 20. It says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, which is talking about America, and a mouth that spake very great things, blasphemy, right? Reading on, whose look was more stout than his fellows. America, Donald Trump, has a more stout look than all the other Edomite nations. The word stout, 13th century, stout, valiant, brave, right? Trump even said, he said I could be the toughest human being on the planet. He said, but you won't get a deal that way. So Trump is saying, look, I'm more valiant than you. You want to play? He even told him to his face. He said America enabled you to be a tough guy, but you're not a tough guy. That's what Trump told him to his face. So America has a more stout, especially the politicians, the king of Babylon, Donald Trump, the cruel Lord Donald Trump. He like, look, man, you a little pup. I'm a big dog. Okay? He said, be thankful. He told this nigga to be thankful. They told this nigga to say thank you. They told this nigga, and you could tell Zelensky was caught off guard. He didn't think it was gonna go that way. He didn't think he was gonna be he put on the spot, on the hot seat like that, humiliated like that, belittled like that. And the other heathen are seeing this take place. And even if they have a problem with Ukraine, another world leader might see that and be offended. Because that's a world leader and they belittling him like that. Although Zelensky did kind of down, I mean, you see he was kind of underdressed. This guy wears the same shit. Like, that's how you know this is a stage. The world is a stage. Everybody's playing a role. This nigga dressed up like in all black. Every time you see him, he's dressed up in all black with the Ukrainian logo on the jacket. Like, you know, like he's a character out of a video game or something. It says this is the etymology of stout, valiant, brave, also proud, haughty, skilled in battle, fierce, cruel. Those are all the characteristics of Esau Edom. Proud, haughty, skilled in battle, fierce, cruel, brave, fierce, proud, stately, strutting. Right, it's scripture speak about how America, the wicked, they puffeth at their enemies. All his enemies, he puffeth at them. That's what Donald Trump is doing in this video. Psalms 10, verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. right? The pride of the wicked. These guys are divided.
Then in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire.
See, what Ukraine, what Zelensky don't understand is that, look, man, you're a small nation. You can't, you're not gonna win. You see, Russia's a bully. They bullying you. The Lord has put the prophecy into play. Let's get that. Ezekiel 38, to cause Russia to reacquire those lands which was formerly a part of the USSR. The Lord had put it in the heart of Vladimir Putin, and you can't change his heart. And Donald Trump in America, they kind of throwing in the towel on that, man. They understand that Russia, you can't stop Russia with Ukraine, or Ukraine can't stop Russia by themselves. So Trump said, you either make a deal or we're out, and you're going to have to fight it out, and you're going to get squished like a bug. But the reason why Russia is going after Ukraine so aggressively is because it's Bible prophecy. It's Ezekiel 38, verse 1, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. Right, Gog is Russia. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. Right, because Russia is a Hebrew word, comes from the Hebrew word Ra'ash Shar. Ra'ash meaning head and Shar meaning chief. Slakia. Ra'ash meaning head and Shar meaning prince. Head prince or chief prince. That's what Russia means. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine armies, horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah, the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. So Russia is a guard unto the nations mentioned in verse 5, Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, even Gomer, okay, which is Turkey, Persia being Iran, Ethiopia being Ethiopia, and Libya being Libya. Russia is allies with all those nations. Why? Because it's prophecy. And so the part in verse 4 where it says, Ezekiel 38 and 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth in all thine armies. Putting hooks in his jaws, meaning he's going to put that USSR mindset back into Russia. He's going to put that spirit back into Russia, to conquer, and to go back and to move eastward and to conquer. Okay? So Zelensky, he needs to understand that this is a fight that he's not going to win. Okay? Because ultimately what Trump is trying to do is stop World War III, but all of this is leading to World War III. The Lord got these devils arguing on a global stage. Got them arguing on the global stage. Proverbs 21 verse 1, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. They can't contain themselves. It says it's better that a man hideth his folly. Even when you're dealing with government and order, you shouldn't necessarily let everybody see the councils that go on at the top. It's not wise. Some conversations have to be private.
Ceasefire, all of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr.
are not-
President.
Yeah, but see, that kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of his country is going to come with America sliding in there and enriching themselves.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring it into this conflict.
He said you should be thanking the president. But like I said, it's sneaky. It's sneaky business that America is doing. Okay, it's sneaky. She's a whore. Okay, she's a whore. So she's playing dirty, but she's getting what she wants, and she looks good doing it. Jeremiah 51, verse 6: Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So all the nations have followed the philosophies and the ways of America. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's what I wanted. Matter of fact, no, this is what I want to go. Bear with me 2 seconds. Sirach, chapter 13, verse 3. The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. In this case, in this instance, the rich man is Esau, which all of these people on the screen are Edomites. But you got America, which is a much more wealthy nation than Ukraine. And so in any scenario where you have a rich man and a man who's much less rich than him, it said the rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. You need to say thank you. You need to fucking say thank you. Because we told you to pick the fight, and we gave you the weapons to fight, and now we want to make this deal so that, whatever the fuck. But the whole time this is gonna cause aftershock. This is gonna cause cause and effect. This is gonna have consequences. Other nations are gonna react certain ways. Other deals are gonna be made. Other decisions are gonna be made based upon this encounter here, and how it happened. Okay, because all of this is leading to World War III. Russia will not stop because the Lord is drying up the Euphrates River for them. Revelation 16 and 16. And he gathered them into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon or Harmageddon. Revelation 16 and 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. Who are the kings of the east? Russia, Gog, Magog, China, okay, Persia. Them nations, they're gonna march more and more westward, okay, towards the Holy Land of Jerusalem. And they're gonna have a battle down in the valley of Yehoshaphat known as Armageddon, which is World War III.
Ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you.
It's reality TV. It's reality TV, man.
Have nice ocean and don't feel now.
You feel like you watching VH1. Hey, is wisdom no more in teeming? Is counsel perish from the prudent? This is a joke. Wisdom no more in Teman. Where is it? Why is it not showing up? Jeremiah 49. What's up with this Bible? It's Jeremiah chapter 49. Because this going into Esau. The Lord is making Esau bare. He putting them on Front Street. Okay? The nations are seeing your shame. Jeremiah 49 and 7. Concerning Edom, right, and also Obadiah, it tells you that you have been made small among the heathen. The word small means insignificant. Even Zelensky to be bold and to talk to you like that, that shows you that America has lost his power. Jeremiah 49:7, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the Dan. For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time when I will visit him. And so, it says, if grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren's, and his neighbor, and he is not. So this is Esau being exposed before Esau gets taken out. They're showing you're seeing how crooked they are. They're showing you all the fraudulent money that was stolen. But hold on, these are all your people. And this is why they created this nationalism thing, to confuse everyone and to not seeing that the problem is the Edomites. Not the Russians, not the Ukrainians, not America, not this. Look, the problem is the Edomites that are there.
Bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know that.
bless. You will
Don't-
not
you
have
gotta-
a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on this
position to
question.
He's sonning him. He's sonning him.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly what
this.
you're doing.
I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position
He's shaking the hand at him. He's shaking the hand at him.
to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're going to feel very
you will
good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel
I'm-
very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you.
strong.
Notice Zelensky's hand gestures is towards himself. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance is they pointing at him.
Will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the
bad
very
position,
beginning
and he
of the
happens
war.
to be right about
From the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not
Mr.
in a good
Abraham,
position.
I was
You don't have
This is why Zelensky, he wants to talk about the beginning of the war, but they won't let him get it out.
the cards right now. With us, you start having
not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
I'm very
You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War
What you're-
III.
what you're
You're
speaking
gambling
about?
with
What you're
World
speaking
War
about?
III. And
Yeah.
what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country,
I'm
that's
with all
back to
respect to
you.
your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people say.
You see? They don't respect each other. There's no respect amongst the nation of Edom. Sirach 11. Verse 8, answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt men in the midst of their talk. The scriptures say, let all things be done decently and in order. Okay, the fact that they can't even have a conversation, man, it shows you that this man is a child. You got a child in ruling. You have children ruling. Okay, and the children is the Edomites.
Said
Where
they
is that?
should have.
Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
time.
And then he come on the side. Have you said thank you, nigga? Well, what is that relevant? How is that relevant? How does that relevant? That just strokes your ego. But this is the Edomites. This is what's important to Edomites. You say thank you. This, what's your name, nigga? Kunta. No, nigga, it's Toby. Say Toby. Say thank you. There's a lot of instances where the slave master would make the slave say a certain thing or move a certain way or act a certain way, and you had to do it. And what relevance did that have? It had no real relevance, but you had to fucking do it because this is the type of minuscule shit that Esau, that Edomites, their pride would not allow them to be proper judges.
No, in this
Even
entire meeting, have
today.
you
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna close soon. Ecclesiastes 10 verse 16. Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning. Right? Who is the child? Esau, Edom. And so, woe to the land. It said, blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is the son of nobles. Esau is not a noble. He's a base man. And thy princes eat in due season. Esau devour in the morning, meaning early. You know? Use up everything, and then on the back end looking stupid. Oh man, we ain't got enough to last. Well, yeah, nigga, because you was overdoing it. Blessed art thou, O land, when thy king is the son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season, for strength and not for drunkenness. By much slothfulness the building decayeth, and through idleness of hands the house droppeth. So that's going to something else. So I'm almost done with this.
Today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not
Yeah.
speaking loudly. Your country's
Can I-
in big
can I-
trouble.
Trump looked like he wanted to punch him. They look like they was about to throw hands. Ding ding ding. Satan versus Satan.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
Your country is in big trouble. I know. Oh, call all y'all about shooting outside.
You have a damn good chance of
We are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And
He said, we are staying in our country. We are staying strong. Look, hey, everybody want to fight now. Everybody let the weak say, I am strong. Everybody want to fight now. When you have dealt treacherously, when you have ceased to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Here it is, America, Britain, they done conquered the world through violence. You know, these Edomites done conquered the world through violence, and now they want everybody else to stand down their weapons. That ain't how it go. The Lord got in all these. Ukraine clearly cannot win this war, but but Zelensky just said out of his mouth that we are going to stay and we are strong. The Lord has a strong delusion on these nations. To do what? To muster them into the valley, the valley of Jehoshaphat for World War III. Because no nation is going to win in this war. So why would they fight it? They're going to fight it because the Lord's going to make them do it. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. None of these heathen are going to win this war. Who's going to win? Yahushua, the nation of Israel. All these heathen going to go into captivity. So why would they start the war? They're going to do it because it's the Lord's plans. Joel chapter 3 verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Or, hey, Ukraine was once a weak nation. They're still considered the breadbasket of the earth. I think there's more grain that comes out of Ukraine than anywhere in the world. And there's a bunch of other natural resources too. I believe neon. So, you know, a country that was once known for, you know, natural resources and, you know, not rainforest, but, you know, beautiful scenery or whatever. Those countries now have strong militaries and military weapons and big missiles and big guns, you know. So that's the weak saying, I am strong. Another example of that would be North Korea. Another example of that would be China. Another example of that would even be the state of Israel with them Israelis, okay, not them Israelites, okay, because there's a difference. Joel 3:10, beat your plowshares into swords, right? Turn them agricultural tools into weapons and your pruning hooks into spears. let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. So the Lord has the nations. They're in the mindset that they're gonna fight to the death. Because why? You're living in a time of war. Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. A time of peace and a time of war. Right now is the time of war. This is why no matter how much they say peace and safety, a sudden destruction is still gonna come.
Said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
allowed.
cabinet.
You haven't
Not
been
only
allowed.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
We gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
met
for
up
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3
okay?
days, I heard it from Putin. In 3 days, this is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said a lot of times
that
thank
there,
you
accept
to
that-
American people.
accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I
over
understand,
there.
sir.
I think it's
I
very
understand.
important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the
I'm
cards.
thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying.
tell you
You're
the-
running low
I
on
know.
soldiers.
Don't-
Listen,
don't please,
you're running
Mr.
low on
President.
soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
Mr.
And then
President.
then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get.
You see him pumping at a man, mocking him, impersonating him. you see the look on Zelensky's face? You know, them Ukrainians, they know how to fight. Okay, them Ukrainians, they actually fight in their government. I seen a video a couple years ago. I believe when the war was first starting, the politicians was in their little, like the Congress, they equivalent to Congress. The Congress members of Ukraine, them niggas was throwing hands. They was having a Royal Rumble. Okay? But Zelensky had to make it home. He like, man, I gotta make it home. Let me not smack this motherfucker. But you see how divided they are. So this is going to lead to World War III. The Lord is doing it. And it's beautiful to see. Because that means that we're closer to deliverance. The nation of Israel is closer to salvation. The elect of the nation of Israel is closer to salvation. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1, I have commanded my sanctified ones, which is the elect. I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger. Mighty ones are the angels who are orchestrating this war through the minds of the kings and through the advancement of technology. It says, I have also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people. Now this noise, like as of a great people, is referring to the missiles. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms, because every nation, every kingdom on this earth, well, the major players, they have them. A tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. So this is what the Lord is doing, man. Okay? And it's getting hot. Grab your popcorn, so to speak. Even though this is not entertainment to us, this is what we watch for and we pray for. You know? So Lord, this is edifying, just a quick hit. Call me Asherala. Shalom.